What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Weight Zone podcast, and we are back for another UFC event, guys. This event starts in 4 hours, guys. I'm getting this video out very late because I woke up very late today, so hopefully we can get this video out so you guys can watch this video and get some good plays. I'm not going to be giving you guys exactly the parlays I'm going to be making and everything. I'll be putting that in the description, so follow the page. Subscribe to the page, like the video, and go to the description and check it out, guys, so you can check out what bets I'm making. I'll be giving you guys all my picks and who I think is going to win this fight. So yeah, first fight of the day, guys, gonna be Veronica Hardy taking Eduarda Mora, and I'm gonna be taking Veronica Hardy. Honestly, guys, I like Veronica Hardy a lot. Ever since she got with Dan Hardy, and Dan Hardy's been putting a lot of money into this girl, a lot of training, buying her the best training partners, because Dan Hardy's loaded and he's just been putting a lot of his money invested in it. It's like his career, it's like his second career is with her now. So yeah, guys, my pick's gonna be Veronica Hardy. I think she's gonna win this fight, probably go into the decision, but like I said, I do think she's gonna keep the fight at a fast pace, just keep the pressure on Mora, and eventually Mora, I think, would just gas out from the pressure, and then Veronica Hardy would just win this fight. I think she's gonna probably win the second and third round. The first round will probably be very competitive, but after that, guys, I think Veronica Hardy is just gonna have the better cardio, the better striking. I just think she's an all-around better fighter. So give me Veronica Hardy in this one. All right, guys, this next fight is gonna be Basil Hafez taking on Oban Elliot, and I'm gonna be taking Oban Elliot, guys. I just think Elliot is a lot better of a wrestler. This fight's probably gonna come down to where Basil Hafez is gonna try to get him to the floor, and he's not gonna be able to. Basil Hafez is a good fighter. He gets a lot of the people down, like Jack Della Mela. That's the guy that he actually made his name from. Everybody keeps going back to that fight, how he did really good, but guys, he still lost that fight. Like at the end of the day, I think everybody saw that fight, and now they have very high hopes for this guy. But honestly, in my opinion, he's not very that good. He shoots takedowns, he swings very wild, and he's not going to be able to take Oban Elliot down. He's not going to be able to strike Oban Elliot, and I just think Oban Elliot is probably going to end up taking him down and get a ground and pound finish. So give me Oban Elliot to win this fight. Next fight is going to be a very low level fight. It's going to be Mickey Gall taking on Raheem Brahimaj, but I'm going to be taking Mickey Gall, guys. I think Ramirez is probably the worst fighter the UFC has ever signed. This guy is not good at all. He's a jiu-jitsu guy that is not really that good at jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt, and everyone keeps going back to saying he's a world champion, and he's a world champion of jiu-jitsu. But let me tell you guys something. He's a world champion as a blue belt. He's not a world champion as a purple belt. He's not a world champion as a black belt. He's not a world champion as anywhere else, guys. He was a world champion as a blue belt, and it's like he hasn't got any, like, he has his black belt now, but if you guys have watched his jiu-jitsu matches or anything, it's like he hasn't got really any better, and I just think Mickey Gall is going to run through him. If Mickey Gall does not win this fight, I think Mickey Gall should literally never fight again. They're giving him a layup. They're giving him the worst fighter the UFC has honestly signed, in my opinion. I think this guy is not good. He's going to be pulling guard. He's going to be swinging very wild, and I just think Mickey Gall is just a better all-around fighter than him. The people Mickey Gall beat are these layups. The people Mickey Gall beat is like when they give him Mike Jackson, when they give him CM Punk, and now they're giving him Raheem Brahimaj. So give me Mickey Gall, guys. Like I said, I think Ramirez is probably the worst fighter in the UFC. So give me Mickey Gall. Next fight is going to be Marcin Tybura taking on Jonathan Denise, and I'm going to be taking Tybura in this one, guys. Denise was scheduled to fight Derek Lewis, and if you guys watched that video, I did take Derek Lewis. I thought Denise was going to pick him apart and end up knocking out Derek Lewis because he's a way better striker. But now, guys, I think this is not a good matchup for him. I think Marcin Tybura is going to take him down, do whatever he wants with him, and just dominate him on the floor. Marcin Tybura has good grappling, and Jonathan Denise has shown that he doesn't have any takedown defense. So I just think this fight's going to go where Marcin Tybura keeps this fight very competitive, probably in the first round, and Denise is probably going to slow down a lot and end up gassing out. And I just think Marcin Tybura is going to take him down over and over again, and maybe even get a submission victory or just grind him out for 3 rounds. So give me Marcin Tybura to win this fight, guys. This next fight is going to be David Onama taking on Roberto Romero. And guys, this is a fight where David Onama should dominate. I think he is over a -1,000 favorite, and honestly, he deserves it because he's going to go out there and should honestly knock him out and just kill this dude. Like, there's no way David Onama should be losing this fight. He's a better striker. He's a better grappler. He has better cardio. He has better chin. There's just way better all-around skill. So I'm not gonna take too long on this breakdown. Let me just tell you, because David Onama's over a -1,000 favorite, so there's nothing I'm honestly probably gonna play on it. So give me David Onama. I think he wins this fight via knockout. All right, guys, this next fight is gonna be Jim Miller taking on Damon Jackson. And guys, I'm gonna be taking Jim Miller in this one, guys. I don't like Damon Jackson at all. Like, since he's been in the UFC, I've seen this man be put on highlight reels from knockouts. I've seen this man miss weight. I've seen this man go out there and lose me money when I have money on him, when he goes out there and just does something dumb and loses fights. And Jim Miller, I understand that Jim Miller's over the edge right now. This man is over 40 years old. This man probably should be retiring, but if there's going to be one fight in Madison Square Garden in his hometown where Jim Miller can go in there, get a win, and go out with a victory and retire, it's against Damon Jackson. Like I said, I don't like Damon Jackson at all. Like, don't get me wrong, he is a pretty decent fighter, but I've seen way too many times Damon Jackson went in there and blew it on a spot that he should win for me to go out there and tell you I'm picking Damon Jackson. So, guys, give me Jim Miller in this fight. I think Jim Miller controls the fight in the striking. I think he gets the grappling started. I think he gets on his back and probably gets a submission victory by rear naked choke. So give me Jim Miller to win. Is probably his last fight in the UFC. Alright guys, this next fight's going to be Chris Weidman taking on Eric Anders, and this is going to be another one where I think Chris Weidman's probably going to be retiring soon. It's going to be in Madison Square Garden in his hometown where he wants to go in there and put on a great victory, and the UFC gave him a great matchup against Eric Anders, where I'm historically not a guy that likes Eric Anders. I don't like his pressure. I just think he gasses out. I don't like how he fights, and he's not my cup of tea, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to be taking Eric Anders in this one. I think Chris Weidman, ever since he broke his leg, and honestly with the age too, I don't think Chris Weidman has enough in there. I know Chris Weidman is an all-American wrestler, and people are talking about that Eric Anders is not going to be able to get him down, but ever since that leg injury, guys, I don't think Chris Weidman's wrestling is going to be able to keep up how he used to. I don't think he can sprawl as quick as he used to. I think his age is catching up to him, and Eric Anders in his last fight showed me that he actually is getting a lot better with his takedowns. He is getting better with his cardio. He's actually improving even at his age. So give me Eric Anders to win this fight. I think it's going to be a very close fight, going back and forth, probably a split decision, but I just think Eric Anders is going to be able to control this fight and getting the takedowns and end up winning this fight on control time. So like I said, guys, give me Eric Anders to win this fight. All right, guys, this is going to be probably one of my most favorite fights of the whole entire card. It's going to be Jonathan Martinez taking on Marcus McGee, and my pick for this fight for the win, guys, is Marcus McGee. The bet I am going to be making, if you guys want to know what I'm going to be taking on this fight, I'm probably going to be taking the over 2.5 because I don't see anybody getting knocked out. I do think Marcus McGee wins this fight. I like him a lot. I think he has decent wrestling, and he has really good striking. He's out of a great training camp out there with the MMA lab. He trains with a lot of great people. And Jonathan Martinez, I've been a big fan of him as well, guys. I thought Jonathan Martinez was going to go out there and beat Jose Aldo back I think it was a few months back, and he went out there and honestly just got embarrassed by Jose Aldo. He made me really see a lot of the holes in Jonathan Martinez's game, and now I think Marcus McGee's going to go out there and exploit them. I think, like I said, I think this is going to be a very competitive fight. I just think Marcus McGee's going to land the hardest shots, get some takedowns, and the judges are just going to score it his way. I do think this fight goes to the decision, so that's why I do think the over 2.5 is a good play. If anybody's going to get knocked out, it's going to be Marcus McGee, because I don't think Jonathan Martinez is getting knocked out. This boy has a chin, and Marcus McGee has a chin as well, but if Jonathan Martinez cold cocks him and catches him with a hard shot, maybe Marcus McGee gets knocked out, but I haven't seen either one of these guys dropped yet, so I don't think this fight's going to be the go to the decision. I'm taking the over 2.5. I think it's going to be a very close fight, so give me Marcus McGee to win this fight, but the bet I'm making is over 2.5. Alright guys, this next fight's going to be Mauricio Huffy taking on James Longtop. And James Longtop missed weight, so I think this fight's going to be able to catch weight now. He looked horrible on the scale. He was already a big underdog, and now he's coming in here missing weight and looking bad on the scale. It's not good signs at all. And Mauricio Huffy, guys, when you guys watch this guy fight, it's kind of going to be like a Brazilian Conor McGregor. Now, I'm not saying he has the skills of a Conor McGregor. I'm not saying that he's all around like as good as Conor, but what I'm saying is when you see this man strike, this is how he's in the ring. He flows like Conor McGregor. Karate stance, straight left hands. It's almost identical to Conor McGregor's style. He has the tattoos. It's kind of crazy watching him fight, but at the same time, this man is great at jiu-jitsu. He fights with the Fighting Nerds, probably the best camp, the best training camp in the whole entire world right now, in the Fighting Nerds in Brazil. And I think he's gonna come in here with a great game plan, land some hard shots on Longtop, probably take Longtop down and end up getting a submission victory. So give me Mauricio Huffy in this one. I'm pretty confident with him winning this fight. I thought Longtop might be a good underdog play earlier this week, but ever since he missed weight and just looked horrible on the scale, I'm pretty confident in Mauricio Huffy winning this fight. So give me Mauricio Huffy to win this fight via finish, however he wants to. All right guys, this next fight's gonna be Viviana Araújo taking on Karina Silva, and guys, I'm taking Karina Silva to win this fight. I think her grappling is going to be a little bit too much for Viviana Araújo. I think she's going to be able to take her down and over again and just win this fight by just control time and grinding her out. She could probably get a submission victory, but I think Viviana Araújo's submission defense is actually pretty well. I think if this fight remains standing up, it's going to be a 50-50 fight, and it's probably going to go to probably a split decision. But I just think Karina Silva is going to be able to make some takedowns. Viviana Araújo has shown her takedown defense isn't that good, but she does have good submission defense. So when she gets to the floor, I do not think she's getting submitted. So yeah, guys, my pick's gonna be Karina Silva to win this fight. I'm thinking leaning more towards that decision prop for her. But yeah, guys, my pick right now is gonna be Karina Silva to win. I think she gets the takedowns, goes for the submissions the whole time, and ends up just winning this fight on control time on top. So give me Karina Silva to win this fight. All right, guys, this next fight is gonna be Bo-Nickel taking on Paul Craig. And in this one, guys, I tried to find a reason to fade Bo-Nickel. I tried to find a reason to think Paul Craig had a chance. But honestly, guys, Bo-Nickel's gonna go out here and roll him. If Bo-Nickel wants to stand up with him, that's probably his best chance of victory, if he just stands with him and just knocks him out. But at the same time, Bo-Nickel could take him down, dominate him, control him as well. Bo-Nickel didn't look that good against Cody Brundage in his last match, but he did win. But Cody Brundage is a Division One wrestler. Cody Brundage was actually really good at wrestling, and he actually knows a lot of the tricks that Bo-Nickel knows. Paul Craig doesn't have wrestling at all. He's a great jiu-jitsu artist, but he does not know any wrestling. Like, this man gets taken down, he pulls guard, he just accepts the takedown because he loves playing off of his back. But I just think Bo-Nickel is going to be too much for him. If you guys want to play Paul Craig by submission is probably the only way he wins this fight. But I do think Bo-Nickel knocks him out. I think Bo-Nickel's smart enough to stand with him and end up landing that right hand that Bo-Nickel hits very hard and ends up knocking him out. So Paul Craig has shown that he doesn't have a chin at all lately. He's probably starting to get over the hill. He's starting just to pull guard. He's losing to like a lot of low-level guys. Brandon Allen just took him down over and over again, and Brandon Allen just whooped him. So yeah, guys, Bo-Nickel's gonna go here and probably get the finish however he wants to, preferably probably standing up and knocking him out. All right, so guys, this next fight's gonna be the co-main event. It's gonna be Charles Oliveira taking on Michael Chandler, guys. And I'm gonna be taking the underdog in this one, guys. I'm gonna be taking Michael Chandler. I know I should be taking Charles Oliveira. Everything points towards Charles Oliveira. Michael Chandler's been on a 3-year hiatus waiting for Conor McGregor, and he hasn't fought. But guys, let me tell you something right now. One thing Michael Chandler is gonna do is he is going to be in shape. If you guys want to know, he is probably the most jacked white boy since Brock Lesnar to be in the UFC. This man is in totally perfect condition all the time. This man looks like a movie star. Looks like he could be an action figure the way he's in shape all the time. So I don't want to hear this 3-year hiatus of Michael Chandler not being in fighting shape, because this man's always in fighting shape. But Charles Oliveira, guys, won the last fight, knocked him out. But if you guys remember that first fight, Michael Chandler almost knocked out Charles Oliveira. If there was, I would say, if you get 10 referees, about 6 or 7 of them stopped that fight. And the one that was there that night just did it. And Charles Oliveira came back in that second round and won. And if you guys watch Charles Oliveira's title run, it was all of his title defenses were like that. Dropped in the first round, came back, won later on. And it's like, I don't think he's going to be able to keep that up, guys. Eventually, this chin is not going to be how it is. He's not going to be able to keep getting up, in my opinion. And I think this fight is going to go exactly how the first fight went, where Michael Chandler lands one of those hard shots, drops Charles Oliveira. But this time, I know I'm asking a lot right here, but Michael Chandler, be smart. For once in your UFC career, he might have the worst fight IQ I've seen, because he loses fights for himself. This man has all the skills to be a champion, but he loses fights for himself. So yeah, guys, I'm taking Michael Chandler. I'm banking on him to land that hard shot again, but this time be smart, and the referee's going to step in this time. I'm taking Michael Chandler. I think he knocks out Charles Oliveira. I'm taking the big underdog, so hopefully it cashes out for us. All right, guys, this is going to be the main event of the night. It's going to be Jon Jones taking on Stipe Miocic. The fight, guys, we have been waiting for years. The greatest fighter of all time in all of MMA combat sports, going against the greatest heavyweight of all time is Stipe Miocic. I'm a big fan of both of these guys, honestly, guys. I took Stipe as an underdog many times. I bet him all the way up until he won the championship. I bet him against Francis both times. I won money the first time, lost money the second time. And Jon Jones, guys, I've always bet on Jon Jones, and I've won every single bet because this man hasn't lost. And it's like I have 2 guys that I make money on all the time going against each other for the fight of the century, where all of us are just waiting to see who is the best of all time in this one. And guys, I'm going to be taking Jon Bones Jones. He is the greatest fighter of all time, and Stipe hasn't fought in about 3-4 years. I know Stipe is in great shape. He looked jacked if you looked at it, Stipe. He looks big. He looks about 250, 260. He might go into that ring huge. And Jon's legit going to be fighting a big heavyweight this time. He's not going to be fighting a smaller heavyweight in Cyril Gane. He's going to be fighting a legit Stipe Miocic that is almost 270 pounds big. And I honestly think this fight's going to be very competitive, guys. I think the line is way off. I think this line should be somewhere about maybe a -300, maybe -250 for Jon Jones. But I'm seeing some places have it at a minus 800, a minus 900, a minus 750. Like, that is way off. I think Stipe Miocic's going to put on a better fight than that. I think it's going to come out to where Jon Jones is going to try to get this fight to the floor right away. And he's going to realize that Stipe Miocic is a great wrestler. This man is a Division I All-American wrestler. He is not going to go down that easy. And then as soon as he stops the takedown, Jon's going to be like, okay, this is a fight. And I think both of them are going to land their shots. It's going to be very competitive. And I think it's going to go to decision. And Jon's going to win this fight just because Jon is smart. Jon might be the most smart fighter inside the UFC. Not outside the UFC, because we know what Jon Jones be doing outside the ring, especially when he was younger. But what inside the ring, Jon Jones might be the smartest fighter in all of MMA. And the way, if this fight is competitive, the way I think this fight's going to be, Jon Jones is going to win just because his IQ. He's going to do things that are smart enough to get him to win, score these rounds, get the judges to pick him to win these rounds. And yeah, guys, I think this fight goes to decision. I think Jon Jones wins, but I think this line is totally off. Like, if you're on Stipe, I'm not blaming you, because I'll put it this way, if you're picking Stipe to win, then I could debate with you on that. But if you're saying I'm betting Stipe because the line's so big, I understand that, because yeah, this line is so wide. So my pick is going to be Jon Jones. I think he wins this fight by decision and goes off and maybe fights Alex Pereira or hopefully Tom Aspinall, guys. We want to see the Tom Aspinall or Pereira fight, so hopefully Jon Jones fights one of them after, or just don't retire. I don't think any of us want to see Jon retire yet. So hopefully he doesn't retire. He gets us one of those next fights that are big money fights. But I think Stipe puts up a really good fight, guys, but he ends up losing just because Jon Jones is IQ. So give me Jon Jones to win this fight in the main event and be still the champion and be the greatest of all time still to this day. And all right, guys, that is it for today's video. Like I said, I'm putting this video out very late. The event starts in about 3 hours. So hopefully you watch this video, get your bets in, check out the description, because I'm going to be putting my bets in the description as well. So if you guys want to know what exactly I'm going to be taking, what parlays I'm making. So all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and let's cash for this event.